Hello everyone, today my name is Scott Chen and today we'll be doing a tutorial on sky replacement. But we're going to be changing the background to a sunset type setting. So we have our motorcycle footage over here, as you can see it running. And then we have our desert image right over here. So first off, on our motorcycle footage, you want to move the desert image into our little control panel over here, and make sure you also have to move it on top since we'll be making the changes over there. Next, with your desert image selected, go to Effects and go to Transition, and then select Linear Wipe. We're going to set the wipe angle to 0 for this demonstration, and the transition angle we're going to go for 35 just to see how it goes. That looks good. Next, we're going to feather it, which will help with the two images to blend together. For this case, we're going to use 180. See how that goes. You may have to move the image around just a little bit. Now, as you can see over here, there's a little bit from the motorcycle footage that we may have to change around. So, go to your movie footage. We're going to go up to Effects. This time, we're going to pick Color Correction and go to Change Color. Select this tool and click on the color over here. Now we can start with Hue Transformation. As you can see, the Hue Transformation will help in making sure it matches with our desert. We're going to switch the tolerance down to 0 just so it could look better, and then we're going to start toying around with these settings a little bit. I'm going to try 200 and see how that goes. And then we'll just have to try with the saturation transformations a little bit. You may have to toy around with these a little bit until you're satisfied with a good, and maybe you may have to move around your desert image along with toying around with both lightness and saturation to get a good color. We'll leave that be, and we'll fix it once we've done everything else. So once we're done with the color correction, you can now move on while selecting motorcycle footage. As you can see, our desert background is not moving along with the motorcycle. So to fix that, we're going to go to our motion tracker over here, which, by the way, if you want to know where the motion tracker is, go to Window and there's a check mark, meaning the motion tracker is on the screen, is at your disposal. So, as I said before, go next to the motion tracker. You want to go we're going to click Track Motion, which would. Now for this, to make it track the motion better, we want to track it to the farthest position possible. So in this case, it looks like it seems to be right over here. All right then. Now let's play over here to take a look how it looks. Alright, based on this motion, this looks like a pretty good motion for us to use. So now since that's over with, I'm going to click Apply over here, and this message will pop up, and this will apply the motion tracker data to any layers that is above. So I'm going to press OK, and as you can see, it pretty much goes along with it. But as you can see right now, it's not really. We now have a problem. It doesn't cover. So moving back to the back, we're gonna have to go into the desert, select transformation, and click on Position. Now you can go do about this two ways. You can either drag around the positions, or if you make it easier, you can drag the sun and position it as you please. So I see this looks kind of good right here. So now we're gonna run this by the footage. As you can see, okay, it looks pretty consistent. However, as you may have noticed, the background colors seem to be a little. Notice like our motorcyclist over here is kind of covered by the sunset. So to fix that, go to your motorcycle footage, press Ctrl D to duplicate that, and then drag this on top of it. So now, as you can see, we now have a duplicate. Now to make sure this goes well with your desert, we're gonna have to do we're gonna have to key it out. So selecting the motorcycle footage on top, go to Effects, go to Keying, and then click on Color Key. Now this would be set up. Now use this item, click on the background over here, and then now you can switch on the tone tolerance to make sure it blends well with it. But for now, we're gonna put like 55. See how this goes. Okay, so now while it looks good, if you actually take a look at the footage a little bit, it looks mostly good, but from the looks of things, we might see over here, we may have to change the color around a little bit. So we're going to go back to our color correction over here, color correction over here, and turn on the settings until we're satisfied with what we got. Okay, that looks. Or you can probably move the desert image and try moving it down a little bit. Actually, maybe not. And then once all said is done, voila, it looks great. But you may have to fix the color tolerance, because as you can see, you may have noticed earlier there seems to be a slight disaggregation. So I'm gonna up the color tolerance up to 100. Let's say 100. Oh no, that probably looks better. No, 275. Let's try 70. Maybe down to 60. Okay, that looks much better. That looks better. So as you can see, that seems to be more consistent with our. And there you have it. One color correction, one sky replacement with a sunset background.